Has anyone else celebrated a stay-at-home or shelter-in-place birthday? I have. My birthday's in April, and we were under a stay-at-home order. Restaurants were closed. We weren't going to be traveling. So the things that we normally do to celebrate a birthday in our family, we just couldn't do. And I couldn't get together with my friends. There were just, we could talk on the phone. We could video chat, that kind of thing, but we're much more limited, as everybody has been these last few months. So I invoked something that we did a few years ago called the Week of Birthday. The Week of Birthday means you celebrate your birthday over the course of several days, and you do something special every day. So the Week of Birthday to me was little things. Again, I could go shopping. I just had to deal with what I either had at home or what I could order or purchase online to make my birthday extra special. So, I did things like watching a TV show that I particularly loved. I'm still rewatching the old episodes of it. I started doing that, enjoying a box of snack crackers that I eat way too many of. I baked myself a birthday cake, which I usually do anyway, but this was one of the best birthday cakes I've ever made. It was a chocolate pound cake, and it was from one of those Pillsbury Bake-Off recipes. It was fantastic. I downloaded the next book in a series for me from one of my favorite authors. So, there was I bought an inexpensive bottle of wine. These were inexpensive purchases that were things that we could do where we were. And we did get to go hiking one day because the local one of the county parks was open, and we could go hiking. So otherwise, everything was at home. It was inexpensive, and it was a fun birthday. I did order myself one gift, and that's it. So I wanted to celebrate those, and I'm not going to crowd it too much. I'm going to do this on a 2-page layout because I want lots of room for journaling. And I recorded this one time, and I realized I didn't have the camera set correctly, and so I've already gone through the papers, but I'll tell you which papers that I picked out. All these papers were from in a drawer. There are some crepe paper and some Prima marketing and different things. I think there's a little basic gray stuff in here, but these papers I've been sort of saving. Well, it's time to stop saving. I've bought something for this room that's going to one of these room air conditioners that sits out on the floor and then vents into the window. Didn't even know they made stuff like that. And it's great, but where it's located, I don't want it to sit year-round. So when it gets cool weather and I wish to move it out of my way, I don't want to have to haul 50 pounds down to the basement and back up again next year. So I've got to place it in this room, and I know where it's going to go, and it's going to displace something that's storing scrapbook stuff. So I've got to reduce the amount of scrapbook stuff. So that means I'm going to have to do some scrapbooking or give some stuff away, and I need to stop saving and start using. So these 2 pages are going to be my background pages, and I thought about placing them this way because the clouds, it sort of goes, the layout seems to go in this direction, and then they've got these telephone poles down here on the lower right hand corner, and it just seems to flow that way. But there were 2 issues. I didn't like how it came together color-wise, and the other problem is I want to do this one photo of me, and I'm facing, I could make this one work this way, but my body is facing this direction, so I felt like this photo needed to be over here, and when I switched it around, I liked it so much better because the color of the pages seems to flow together better. So I'm going to put it this way and take all of these photos and collage them together. They will be maybe a little bit crowded on one page, but I'll still have lots of room for journaling, and I won't try to fit all 8 photos on one page. I've got some embellishments out here, some wood embellishments from Prima, and I also have lots more papers. I'll show you some of the papers. And say this is part of the Prima, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that. This was crepe paper, another great crepe paper one that I considered. It's in the back of those. This is crepe paper I still think I'm going to use because it has a lot of great word on it that I may just cut up and put across the page as decoration. And there's some more solid papers in here. There's 2 pieces of this one. I could have done the backgrounds the same, but I decided I would rather have something varied over here. And I have some 6x6 papers and some other things that you'll see me use as we go along. Now what I want to do with this This is a weird choice, I think, to make as a collage background because it's already like a collaged paper. But the colors are so muted together that I think they're going to work behind these photos, which are mostly photos that are zoomed in on one particular thing. And I don't know if this is the order they'll end up being in, but something like that. And so I'm going to use them actually as a mat, or use this paper as a mat to go behind these photos so that they're not just floating over here on this paper. And then, again, I'll have plenty of room for journaling and hopefully for some of these cool phrases. I'm just starting to think about how I want to use these. What I think I'm going to do is go ahead and go through this, kind of try to read what it says, and cut out the ones that really speak to me in strips, and then mix them in with my own comments for journaling. We'll see how that goes. And I can probably do journaling strips throughout this page and then just add my embellishments around. And the title is going to be The Week of Birthday because that's what it was about. And it'll talk a little bit about the stay-at-home situation and other things that are going on, but it'll also talk about my a week with just little things to make the week special, because you can do that. I mean, I still had to cook meals for everybody and try to shop for enough food. I don't remember what specific challenges I had that week. I think things had gotten a little bit calmer by then, but still, we just, and all the news about the virus and things, so we still had all that going on, but I was able to carve out a few little special things to make for a happy day. Or a happy week. So I'm going to cut this down and place these photos and spend some time figuring out which of these I want to work into my journaling. I have cut a mat for all of those photos out of that collage kind of paper, and it really looks good, I think, with the photos. So I'm deciding on the title here, which is going to be The Week of Birthday, and so that takes quite a few commonly used letters, and I need to make sure I have enough letters in some of these packets, lots of pinks, packets of thickers to choose from, and I had some green there as well. So I was able to get The Week of out of green, and I'm going to get birthday out of one of the pink. Behind my single photo, I'd like to do a mat made out of strips of paper and maybe some washi tape. So I've got this 6x6 pad that is from a different manufacturer, but it coordinates really well with these papers. And this is something I can use from the scraps that have already been cut up, because all I want to do is cut strips out of these different ones. And I'm looking for some greens and aquas and pinks in my washi tapes. I've mentioned this before. I have a few washi tapes that I've had to throw out because they stopped separating. The glue kind of melded together over time. So that's something you want to keep using, is to use up your washis. Now, I've got my letters there, and they'll be spread across the two pages. Got my strips of paper. And I'm going to glue those down and then add some washi tape across the top of them. Actually, the washi tape is going to end up holding them in place. I don't even really have to glue them. So it kind of does double duty. And this doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, here's one I had trouble. I don't know if I ever got this one out. Yeah, I did. I got it open. I was beginning to think it was one I was going to have to throw out. I've got some thinner ones, some thicker strips, and it just makes a nice little background, and I get to use lots of color and sort of balances all of that pattern over on the left-hand page from the paper that I use behind the photos. Okay. I've got my title on there, and I liked how I did birthday. I just sort of started making the letters go up and down and not even, because I tended to put everything in like even little rows, and I thought that really looked cute, and it worked well with those sort of scrappy papers over there on the side. Now, when I did add a little bit more washi to the left-hand page because I felt like I needed something under the week of, and that let me use the products across both pages. When I went to that paper that had all of the words on it, I realized that it had the same words over and over again. So I really only cut a couple of different sayings out, and those will get added to the page as part of the embellishments. And these wood pieces are also part of the embellishments. I had a set of these once before, and then somebody gave me this set, and I had already used mine up. I love these embellishments. They just go with so many things. So I'm just deciding on a few of those to spread around the page. There'll be plenty of room for journaling. Now, that little bit of washi tape that I had there was a little bit boring, so I'm using a stamp that I already had out, the stamp set, and I'm just stamping with some Distress Oxide ink a little design across the washi tape, and that gave it a little bit more interest and made it stand out a little bit more. All right, I have some more stickers here that works with the papers. I'm just picking out a few of those to add to the embellishments. One I can put the date on. Or at least the year, so I'll remember which year this was. Add a couple of hearts and just a few little odds and end pieces. And I did use one of the border stickers across the bottom underneath the photos. Now, what I'm doing with the journaling is I'm doing it in just bulleted list, but my bullets are days of the week because each of those pictures corresponded to a particular day of the week of when we went hiking, when I baked my cake, that kind of thing. And the week of birthday layout is complete. We have all of our photos, all 8 of them, on this 2-page layout. I added just a few brads and the stitching to finish off the details. Got my journaling over here with these typewriter key stickers to signify each day of the week and what specific fun thing that I did for a particular day. Used some strips of paper and washi tape to create a background for my photo. I got to use some of this Prima embellishments and a few other scrap embellishments from my stash with lots of other journaling. So I think it's a fun page. I used some papers that I've loved for a long time and I've been saving, but it's time to get some of this stuff moved out. There's still tons of stuff here in this collection, or well, collection of collections that I have pulled together in a drawer, and I can do more pages with this as well. So I've really enjoyed creating this page. I like how the photos lay on this collage paper with all the color peeking through them, through that, and adding some stickers and things. So I enjoy doing this. So thank you so much for joining me today, and hopefully we'll have some more pages coming along because we have another birthday to celebrate pretty soon. And although we can get out and do things, we're not doing too much stuff yet. So I suspect there'll be another week of birthday coming up for the other half of the household. Thanks again.